Hello and welcome to another day of an album a day, going through my vinyl collection one album at a day. Got one more for you coming tomorrow. If you're following along with one of my podcasts, you'll probably be able to figure out what it is. But today we're going back to the final album I got from the mighty Peter Gardot from the 70s Weekly Countdown with Mark and Pete. This is Columbia House, the Best of 66 Volume 2, and it is in mono. Now, this album actually came out in 1967 because you wouldn't know what the Best of 66 was until it was over, right? So it makes sense. But this one, this is an interesting, the old red Columbia House logo. You can see the word mono right at the bottom, standing out at you like you couldn't possibly miss it. It also has, I love these two arrows that it has though, because it makes it look like a jar lid that you don't know which way to open. But it's the old Columbia House logo that's very similar to CBS. In fact, I have to wonder now if Columbia House was owned by CBS. I don't know. But in any case, album's in great shape and very nice to listen to. Here is the cover again. And then on the back, we have some absolute classic songs from 1966. Also, note, 19 cents. 19 cents. God, we lived in good times. So here's what's on it. We get A Taste of Honey by Tony Bennett. We get King of the Road by Ray Conniff and the Singers. Now, I have a Ray Conniff Christmas album that we talked about. We get Percy Faith's song Yesterday. What Did I Have That I Don't Have? Interesting title. That is from On a Clear Day You Can See Forever by Edie Gome. Then we have Try to Remember by Robert Goulet. I didn't realize I guess he would have been that far back. Laura's Theme from Dr. Zhivago by Andre, something I'm not going to try and pronounce. We get What's New Pussycat from Steve Lawrence. Then we get The Shadow of Your Smile, the theme from The Sandpiper, and that is by Barbra Streisand. Can't go wrong with Barbra Streisand. I interviewed her sister a couple of years ago. Then we get Sunrise Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof from Jerry Vale, and lastly, Michelle by Andy Williams. A lot of soundtrack stuff on here, but it's not promoted as a soundtrack album. I'm kind of surprised they didn't. They certainly could have. I don't think there is a sleeve inside because this is 66, but let's double check. Oh, yeah, there is one, but it's just plain solid white. Nothing, well, manila now, but nothing written on it or anything like that. But it's a really cool collection of songs. And man, Peter Gardot, that guy is very generous. Really appreciate this wonderful package of records that he sent to me. You can check him out on the 70s Weekly podcast with Mark and Pete, the 70s Weekly Countdown with Mark and Pete, and sometimes appears on the Deep Purple podcast as well, has been on Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast in the Stormbringer season, and just a great guy. So that will almost wrap up our albums, guys. We have the one more tomorrow, then I've got two that are on the way. Will be here eventually, but probably not until next month. There's a possibility one will be here soon. But what we are going to do starting Tuesday is jump into 45s. I have a few of those, and we'll just go from there. A lot of my collection I digitized, so I don't have a lot of CDs left, but I may go into those as well because I do have some pretty cool ones. And yeah, we're winding down, guys, but I sure appreciate everybody who's watched these videos, liked, commented. Got a lot of people that said they've really enjoyed these. It's kind of a little extra thing in their day. So I'm glad I could bring that to you. That's really cool to be able to do. Tomorrow, like I said, starts a new season of Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast, which, like I said, if you're paying attention, will be my album of the day tomorrow. Have a really cool guest on that show. Check that out. And then Tuesday's another episode. Wednesday, very special episode of the Haskincast podcast revolving around a film that I worked on and the release of that soundtrack coming out this week. And then Thursday and Friday, some more Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast as we continue through the new season. All kinds of stuff, guys, coming out your way. I am in the process of mixing one more soundtrack before I start on the new album. So I'll have that one out pretty soon. I've got everything all set up and ready to mix. That process takes actually quite a while, especially if there's 38 pieces of music on the soundtrack. And there is on this one. Another project that unfortunately did not get picked up. It was an HBO pilot that nobody bought. So I really like the music. No reason for it to sit on my hard drive. So that will be coming out pretty soon. I'll keep you posted on that. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a fantastic week ahead. And check out tomorrow's episode of Deep Purple, Smoke on the Podcast. Cheers.